Assailants get in their car. They're chasing us down the road. They got their brights on every time we try to look behind. And it's like, I started laughing my ass off because I was both scared and found the situation funny, like most things in life. Because it was so fucking random. But I was also scared and didn't want to, like, fully show how scared I was. Everything I do it for you. That I do for you lovely people out there. Hey guys, how you doing? It is me. I messed up the whole thing right off the bat, didn't I? I sure did. I just started straight up with how you doing. Hey guys, y'all know who it is, what's going on, what is happening, where it's at, and why we're here today? How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, feogrande on YouTube, Pete on this show, and I'm here again with another episode of the Whatever We Want podcast. And clearly, if you're watching with me bumbling my lines like this, you're not watching for me, you're watching for my buddy right here who bears watching more than any. Superjaz.
We let the chips fall where they may. See, I did it too. No. As he said, yes, everybody, I am the other host of the show. And if you would like, you can call me, as he said, Superjaz. You can call me Jazz. You can call me SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, in the like. And as my dear friend just said, yes, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead the conversation. The conversation leads us, and we let the chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
That time I'm going to go ahead and actually say where it's supposed to come. But yeah, I was like, I had my mind made up. I was like, I'm totally going to say the end of my shit, like, first two. Just a good measure. But no, I didn't think your intro was that bad. And then your ass fucking
like, how you doing? And then
oh my god.
Did I start with
stop breathing? The walls are closing in.
All right, so with that whole thing. With that whole thing, like, you know, I have the order, the who, what, or who, what, when, where, why, how is the order it usually is, which is why I try to start with hey guys instead of what's up, because that would fuck up the order. But I've been able to start with what's up and other things and do it. I never quite started with how. So I was like,
oh, so it just threw your whole like your routine, like your brain like routine.
It's like where do I go? What's the exactly. What's the ad lib to mess up that, and then just like froze, like, how you did I start with how?
I get it. Hey guys, y'all know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, feogrande on YouTube, Giotavi on Twitch, and Pete on this show. Okay, yeah.
See, the brand thing is one of the things I've got down.
Your turn.
What about it? Oh, well, I you didn't even go over it to me.
And the one who bears watching, because bears like to watch things. So watch the bear and watch him. Don't watch me. Watch TV while watching bears, and you might be bare naked if you were bearing arms like the Second Amendment. So watch my friend Superjaz.
You a damn fool, man. I can't let you. Anyway, you know, it's me, like you said, it's your boy, Superjaz, JT, whatever you want, what have you. And this is And we're here, like he said, with the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead the conversation. The conversation leads up. We I thought there was something. You said it last time that you thought you forgot something in between conversation lead us and we let the chips fall where we may. I do feel like there's one more thing in there.
I thought there was something I used to say.
Yeah, I feel like there's something there because I didn't want to go straight to we let the chips fall where we may because I was like, no, I'm gonna get damn.
Oh yeah, we got to look at the old episode. I thought there was something to say. You forgot a little bit though.
I know.
Well, you say as he said, yes. You can call me Superjaz, Jazz.
Okay,
SJ.
Jazz, SJ. Did I not say SJ? I said JT.
I think you just said
I
Superjaz
said
and JT.
JT. I forgot SJ.
And as he said, this is the Whatever We Want podcast where we do just that. You said, oh yeah. Anyway, no, but all of the pleasantries out the way. Although not so pleasant with your ass. No. Anyway, the pleasant trees, the pleasant bushes, the pleasant leaves.
See, that's why I threw that in there too with the whole I can't with your ass.
Anyway, I knew what you were doing. I caught it. I definitely did. I don't know if, our viewers caught it, whoever, has been watching this consistently or watching the first time. Either way, we love all y'all. But
indeed.
I definitely caught it. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. I just did your intro. You over here doing a straight up impression, bitch made month. Anyway. No, now that the pleasantries are out the way, the intros and whatnot. No, I like I said, something to get the ball rolling. It was like kind of something, not necessarily something, but something that was holding me tightly. No, that's not it. I'm not about to say I'm not gonna shit. No, the opportunity for something kind of came across my plate, so to speak, Instagram really. But where I might end up being a fitness coach.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe. I mean, I just took my first class. And it's more than just like I'm not gonna like give super duper details on it just because it may be a little too specific right now. So yeah. But it wouldn't just be me being a fitness coach where I'm gonna be like leading just like exercises as far as like without. So I'm going to be using like specific equipment for it. Mm-hmm. I can tell you off the podcast again, not super secretive, but it might be a little too specific. Yeah. So, yeah. But no, I'll be like basically teaching people kind of teaching people how to use said equipment, as well as the equipment itself will be geared around, like the class will be geared around this shit. Mm-hmm. And for 30 minutes, sometimes 45 minutes, if I do the shit, I would be leading a room of up to 25 people in like a guided exercise routine.
Nice.
And it came across my plate. The way it came across is one of my friends that I took improv classes with back in the day when I used to take improv classes back in 2010, 11, 12. She is a fitness coach at said place. And she looks like she's killing the game. Mm-hmm. Like she, and I mean, the place says that they look for, very like, friendly, charismatic, talkative, conversationalist type people and stuff. So like your personality is not just being like energetic as far as like you can keep up with the fitness, but you can also lead a class and people would want to be in your presence, so to speak. She's got that shit in spades, who I'm talking about. So I'm not surprised that she's killing the game. But she posted something on her Instagram after, all the stuff of, just killed this class, blah, blah, blah. And, ooh, look at this member and how well they're doing as far as, making these strides, yada, yada. She posted something being like, hey, if you're interested in being a fitness coach in said thing, then you might want to go ahead and, do it. Go ahead and send me a message. And you don't need experience. Send me a message and see if we can get you a class to see if you like it and blah, blah, blah. So I sent her a message. I was like, hey, I saw your thing. And I was like, I'd like to go ahead and check it out. Why not? And she was like, yeah, of course. It'd be great to see you again. Cause you don't see your friends all the time, but whatever. I've seen her here and there. But he was like, it'd be great to see you again. And oh my God, and do. And I'll get you hooked up with the head coach and they'll send you an email, hook you up with a class. Then of course, I don't live in beautiful sunny Orlando. So off and on for about a month, snow kept hitting. So of course that threw a wrench in me actually trying to get to the place. Yeah. At one point, it was hard for the head coach to get me to the place because of the snow. Then it was hard for me to get to the place because of the snow. But I finally, a few days ago, had my first class to see if I like it. And first off, it was 30 minutes. And you remember when I used to be not humble bragging at all, or at least trying to. But you remember I used to be in pretty good shape. And I'm not in that shape anymore by far. I was surprised 30 minutes I kept up the whole time. Didn't need to take a break or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. And then after it was done, I talked to the coach. She was like, I'm gonna send you the audition packet to let you kind of see like, how things really go down. Let you see how to construct your audition, because you have to audition to be a coach.
Yeah.
Because you're basically like going to be pretending, like once you get everything down and you get all the form and all that stuff right, which they can more so teach you, I'm gonna be pretending like I'm leading a class of up to 25 people on camera. That's
then so like a fitness tape.
Yeah, that's gonna then go. Yeah, exactly. And it's gonna go to the corporate people. Yeah. So you can call me Jazz Blinks. No. Bro, Billy Blanks back in the day was a shit. That man, I remember my mom had one of those tapes and he lifted up his shirt. That man abs was harder than this desk that my laptop is on. Anyway.
Fair enough.
But no. So I'm gonna, she's like, I'm gonna send you a packet so how to construct your audition. There's a playlist to pick from because it's always like music the whole time, and of course it's like the energetic, like the song like Closer by the Chainsmokers I think was on it, but it's like the more energetic. So baby, hold me closer, like that tattoo on your shoulder. That song.
Okay.
We ain't never getting
okay.
older.
Yeah,
that's all. But you know how they do like the faster remixes.
Okay, yeah. Like I'm telling you, get to go get the like old '90s Killer Instinct soundtracks, TJ Combos themes, like the fucking Feel the Power. Feel the power, baby. Feel the power, baby. Yeah.
That's funny, but this is the thing, though, right? Yeah, it obviously like it's their playlist of their approved music. So I can't just add my own stuff, like I'm not gonna be like what we were listening, what we were like kind of joking about off recording this episode. I ain't gonna be in there listening to no fuck you ho. I don't want you back. Ain't gonna be playing that in there.
Shut the fuck up, do some jumping jacks, do some sit-ups while down on your back.
Hey, good job, Reverend. I need that. But no, set up the audition, and if all goes according to plan, I'll be doing that. And then, of course, I even said to the head coach, I was like, so, because you got to ask, no matter how awkward it is or not, I was like, there is compensation for this, yes, which, of course, I know there is, but I have to at least throw it out there. She's like, yeah, of course. So I thought about it when my friend put that out there, and I've always, well, not always, but at a certain point in my life, I kind of got to a point where if something kind of comes across my plate, why not try it out for the most part?
Yeah.
And I thought about it and I was like, this is something I've never done. But 1, try something new. 2, I'll get in shape. 3, it'll be money on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just one of them things where it's like, bro, no, you're right. I will be in there on some, all right, everybody, we got to go ahead and make sure that we hit it hard this time. So everybody, all right, now I want you to go ahead and pick up your handlebars, and this time we're going to get it cracking. All right, so really now you can follow me, But if you think that you want to go a little bit slower, try to stay in there. Stick in there and move. Get that energy. Find that down in the pit of your stomach, the pit of your soul, in your heart, and just go. And it doesn't matter what your neighbor is doing. Take the energy from your neighbor, and you got it, and you give it right back and make it reciprocal. And we're just going to get up in here. We're going to keep it pushing. All right, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And now make sure you're feeling that burn, everybody. It's going to be some stuff like that. Yeah. So they said that they more so want people with great personalities over anything else, because they were like, if you have never done something like this before, hence no, I have not. But if you have never done something like this before, no big deal. As long as you got the personality and confidence to lead a class, we can teach you everything else. So why not try something new? So it's the possibility I might end up being a goddamn fitness coach. Like,
why not?
Just something I never thought I'd end up doing. But and then 10 years from now, 5 years from now, I might be like, I think I might want to do that for a second and hop back to it, because then I'll have the experience of doing this shit. So yeah. So that's my little start off of
that's cool.
That I know that's the last thing I know you expected me to say.
No, you might have mentioned something similar. I just didn't realize it was this level of thing, and you thought you might have had an inkling before, like a week or two ago. But but not to this degree. You didn't go into this much detail whenever you told me. So yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Now, of course, Ibn, and as I always say for y'all who don't know, if it's your first time, Ibn being my big brother. But of course, Ibn, I was telling him about it, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, we brought this on," because I told my mom, I told Ibn, I told 2 of my close friends, and every now and then people are like, "Oh, we brought that on. Where'd that come from?" Blah blah blah. Oh, okay, how'd that happen? So we talk about it, whatever. And then I had said to my friends, I was like, "Yeah, man, and if I end up getting it, I was like, y'all should definitely come to a class, like at least one. Like, why not? Of course, Ibn. So I say to Ibn, yeah, man, you should come and check out a class. And why not? He's like, no, I don't want to do that.
What?
He's like, no,
I don't want to do that, man.
Like, that's not for me. I was like, hey, man, damn. Like, you ain't hurt my feelings, but okay.
No, look, man, it's okay. No, I ain't trying to hurt your feelings, but no, I ain't gonna do that.
That is some shit he would say. He's like, my bad is the way it came off. I ain't mean how it came off, but I don't want to do that. Like, that's how he was saying. Man, I wish maybe somewhere down the line, like of course they would have to approve every song, but man, we be in there. Be humble, bitch. Sit down a little bit. I mean, that's energetic.
All right, motherfuckers, this is how we do our fucking exercises.
Okay. I would get instantly fired if I drop that. Get out of here.
Burn your fucking.
And they start yelling at the people, and not in an encouraging way, but in a fucking
burn
way.
that fat. Burn that fucking fat away.
Hey, you little tubby sack of shit now.
Where's the fucking fat booty hole? You.
What did you just say?
I said fat booty hole. Because I couldn't think of nothing.
I know. No. All right, I gave you a laugh because you weren't gonna get nothing nowhere else.
Oh! We'll see what happens when I do this. Get up and walk away.
It's like, well, I guess I got another 42 minutes of hopefully entertaining people talking about damn self. If Bill
whatever
Burr
I want now.
Bill Burr can do it. I can too. Shit, bruh. Have you ever heard, like, Bill Burr does like his Monday morning and I think now his Monday and Thursday morning podcast where he just sits there for like an hour, 2 hours and just talks
Okay.
like by himself.
I mean,
And it's not boring. That's fucking impressive.
yeah.
That you can fucking twice a week for like fucking 2 hours or so, maybe more than that, just fucking talk and about like interesting topics solo. Jay, you know how sometimes, not all the time, but if you look through the pantheon, ooh, big word, you look through the pantheon of what is this, 53, 54 episodes now. There's a few of them where we may have like dead air, like maybe in two of them here and there.
Yeah.
So for that motherfucker to be able to talk for that long about everything, it's just like, well, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, so that is a talent. That is very much a talent to entertain people when you've got nobody else to bounce off of. That is, and just, you know what I mean? Like you were saying, just sit there and it's just me talking, don't have anything else playing, no music in the background, no,
Right.
here's a thing that we're watching together and doing something, or like a streamer or something like that where you at least are playing a game to kind of have some other thing than just, hello everybody out there, I hope you're listening to me. So this morning I woke up,
Right.
looked at Twitter for like 5 minutes, saw stuff about what happened on Rampage last night, and moved on with the rest of my day. After that, I got up, I went in the living room, saw the cat, had made a mess, had to clean that up. That was cool. I mean, it wasn't, but anyway, I'm talking about the things that happened the other day. And then just keep doing that for like 3 hours now. I know that's not what he does, but...
Twice a week, though.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, it makes sense why a successful, very talented comedian would be able to improv, off the cuff, talk about whatever, unprompted for 2 hours at a time type of shit.
Yeah.
You like Bill Burr?
I think he's funny. I don't have a problem with him.
I like his shit.
Yeah.
Who do you think is? Well, no, that might be a little too controversial for how fun we like to keep this show at the moment. Unfortunately, don't nobody know why I'm laughing but me. So I'm gonna say something wholesome.
California.
Who do you think is the cutest Care Bear? No, because I was trying to say something wholesome because of what I was doing.
I was like, I don't know none of them Care Bears.
Either.
I would. I won't be like all. I'm not saying that from like a holier than thou or manlier than thou place. When I was a kid, I might have known one or two of them. I just don't know them now. Anyway.
Bet your mom knows it.
No.
Probably not, right?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
She wasn't watching no damn Care Bears. Oh shit. No, when our parents were growing up, the big cartoons were like fucking Fat Albert and shit like that.
Mm.
Did you ever see the Fat Albert movie back in the day when it came out?
With Kenan Thompson?
Yeah, Kenan and the dude who played Slaw. Was that his name, Slaw? That wasn't his fucking name. I am messing this man's name up, and I feel like I am making it worse. Either that or his name really was Slaw, and I'm making it worse by thinking I'm making it worse. But either way, I have now made it worse. But the black dude on the old show, The Jersey on Disney.
Okay.
Did you never watch Disney back in the day?
Disney. Just
no,
in general.
I mean like Disney where it had So Weird.
Nope.
And it had The Jersey.
No.
And the Famous Jet Jackson.
No.
You didn't watch Famous Jet Jackson?
No.
It's not what you think when he's all alone and he's so and it's just a room and knock 5 minutes to queue. He's a Famous Jet Jackson.
I didn't watch it. I might remember someone yelling that like that, but no, that's not a show I watched.
So you didn't watch Disney for real back in the day then?
Nigga, I watched Darkwing Ducks, DuckTales, OEA.
Is it? It wasn't aired on Disney Channel for real like that. Was it?
Oh.
Now
you got me confused. I'm pretty sure I saw one like.
Don't you like how I'm like, that's not so and so?
Like that's not Disney. I'm like,
I'm just laughing at. I'm laughing at the
Disney?
way. No, good point. But I'm laughing at the way I'm like, that's not so and so. Is it? It wasn't like that. Was it? Like,
Gargoyles.
Clearly, I don't know. Huh?
Gargoyles. That was more like WB and stuff.
I kind of regret as a kid not letting myself get sucked into the world of gargoyles.
Same. I loved the theme song, but that was about the main thing I knew about the show.
As a kid, I wanted some joy, some fun, some silliness, some funny, some comedy, some like adventure, whatever. And gargoyles was serious. So as a kid, I just wrote it off. I was like, it's boring, and didn't give it a chance. I still haven't given it a chance to this day because I haven't really thought about it, but something tells me if I actually tried to give it a chance, I probably would have enjoyed it. So.
Goliath.
Keith David.
Okay, Keith David. I didn't want to be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Keith David, but in case it's not. But yes, Keith David, the voice that he uses for Goliath for the show, and some of the lines he delivers. The theme song itself, where it's literally just him telling a fucking story, just. What?
I don't even know the theme song. That's how much I didn't watch it.
So it starts off as all like, and you like see something. It's like 1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles. Stone by day, warriors by night. Randomly cut to Goliath. We were betrayed by the humans we had sworn to protect, frozen in stone by a magic spell for 1,000 years. And like cuts to like the castle they used to be sitting on top of. Now they're on top of like a corporate building in New York. Now, here in Manhattan, the spell is broken and we live again. You got a whole kinds of clips from the show. We are defenders of the night. We are gargoyles. Shit's awesome. Because you had like
I said,
Keith
my
Davis
young self was like, it's too serious. That's boring. I never gave it a chance. And then you hear like, well, not here, but then you see here and there off and on like stuff online and people talk about it, whatever, saying it was one of the best kids shows because of the serious nature and how serious it took kids. Mm-hmm. Didn't like pander to us and say, oh, they're children. Nah. No, it was like they're children, but they're a fucking audience. Let's give them some shit that's worth something, you know. So,
and then you had the there was a line that he delivered that my friends showed me because they had like seen it more recently, and they were like, "Oh man, this is a line for you." Like an episode where Goliath's going to get somebody that like betrayed him or whatever, and I think the guy like falls off a cliff or something, and then Goliath is just like, "I've been denied everything, even my brother."
I believe you said that line on another episode.
Yeah, it's hilarious and awesome.
That's hilarious. What the fuck is funny about that shit?
Just how epically awesome it is.
What the fuck? Yo ass, the way you like that reminds me of your love for Kratos.
Okay.
You like characters.
I've been on this about the vengeance
fucking
thing.
Yeah,
I love me some vengeance quests. I do.
You love the characters that are like, I've been wronged, so therefore everyone must die.
That wronged me. and in Kratos' senses, and or are aiding the people that wronged me and stopping me from getting the person that wronged me.
So what you're saying is that if Kratos was to kill several innocent people in God of War, you wouldn't like the game as much.
No, because that just shows you know nothing about God of War. There are plenty of innocent people that fucking die. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that's not necessarily his thing. Was I'm going to destroy the world. His thing was I'm gonna kill a nigga named Zeus, and so he went to do that. When people got in the way, well, they had to be gotten rid of. Which led to consequences that the world couldn't really handle, and by proxy killed off everybody. But that's, collateral damage.
But let's say I'm talking about on some dude is like flying a kite with his son on the beach, and then Kratos is just like going on his path to go, get his vengeance, and says, they're over there they're over there minding their business, not harming anyone, and it slits their throats.
Well, like I said, is he low on health? Could you get health back for stabbing innocent people?
Your health and magic and all that shit is full.
It's kind of funny.
So then, yeah. So don't say. I said,
not everybody. Not everybody. And by the way, that's only if you, the player, decide to do it. But it's still funny. Anyway, no, like, I like. I'm saying they don't necessarily gotta be and I said they don't necessarily gotta be everybody. Just mainly, the idea is, you wrong me, I'm gonna wrong you. And if motherfuckers want to associate themselves with you, I guess you on the list too. Now, yeah.
Well, excuse me.
You never saw any of the John Wick movies, did you?
Still haven't.
Fair.
I was surprised that when we were, because this was, when I say a few years, it literally might have been 3 years ago. Because I believe a few is actually supposed to be 3 technically, if like in literal terms.
No saying, Joseph.
That's a whole other story. But might have been a few years ago, 2 years ago, whatever the hell. Me and my mom, a lot of times, because of our affinities for watching movies and whatnot, a lot of times we'll get together and be like, hey, let's watch a movie, And I think we were over there like looking for a movie to watch. And a lot of times what I try to do, what we try to do, but even more so me, try to do is watch a movie that neither of us has seen, which is harder to do on my mom's end, because as many movies as I may have seen, I still haven't seen a lot of stuff. My mom being older than me and retired, she got a lot of time to just watch whatever. But I remember when John Wick 3 was out, and so it really was probably a few years ago, literally. Mm-hmm. But I remember when John Wick 3 was out, and we were looking for some movies or whatever, and I was like, oh, John Wick. And my mom goes, John Wick. And I was like, what you know about John Wick? And I think she had like seen like the other 2 and couldn't wait to see the 3rd one. And I was like, what? You like that? Because I'm not that I'm saying that my mom doesn't like movies with a heavy action, killing, with whatever, all the whole gambit, from the comedies to whatever. I just didn't expect her to be like a John Wick. I was like, what?
Well, that's because you haven't seen the movie. Especially, and when you watch them, like, watch the first one, second, and then
I can't wait to.
Because I would say, even though I enjoy the movies, I will say the tone is doing the inevitable thing when you have, like, a really good action movie as your start, with a good plot and stuff like that, or a decent enough plot for action movies. I'm not gonna try to say good, you know what I mean. But the next one kind of maintain that, but you gotta up the action a little bit.
Yep.
And then the next one, you sacrifice a little bit more seriousness to up the action. I'm pretty sure the 4th one is gonna we're not quite at Crank levels where it's just all action, very little story. Don't worry about it. It'll make sense tomorrow. It won't, but just watch this. Ooh, cool thing. Which is still awesome. I love the movie Crank. Crank 2 was weird.
I was just about to say, Crank 2 got hurt because they tried to up Crank.
Yeah.
Crank already was off the rails. So it's like, you can't go off the rails again.
Yeah.
So that Crank 2 was hurt because they tried to do that.
It was hurt because they tried to do it, but I can't say I did not enjoy Crank 2, but I will say I've only seen it once. So there's that as well. I never thought to myself, you know what? I want to watch Crank 2 again. So
it's like Kick-Ass 2. I loved the first Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass 2 was hurt because they were like, oh, you like weird gadgets? Okay, well, here's extra. You like superheroes? Here's extra. You like, random kind of toilet humor? Here's extra. It's like everything that you like from the first one. They just say, here's everything. And
Hangover did it. A lot of movies, that's the inevitable thing, because Hangover did that too. Mm-hmm. Hangover. Now here's the second movie. Just surprise, it's the same as the first movie. And here's the third movie. I didn't even bother watching. So, but I heard it was not worth it watching it.
Well, see, so this is my thing with the Hangover trilogy. Obviously, the Hangover, at least up until that point, they said was the most successful, like, R-rated comedy. Like, I don't know if it still has a title, but up to that point, it was for like a while. Mm-hmm. Okay. So they make a sequel, and like you said, it was the first movie again, just in Bangkok. Mm-hmm. Okay. The thing that I thought was kind of funny, and I can't say that I am necessarily upset about it, but it kind of just shows how we, and I'm including myself as people kind of think, is so the first movie and the second movie, basically the first movie just in Bangkok. Okay, cool. Everybody kind of complained this is just the first movie again, So the third movie, they tried to give it a darker tone, and they tried to deviate and do something different, and then everybody was like, this isn't the Hangover that we know. And it's just I bet the creators were like, what do y'all want?
Well, when you set the precedent with the second movie that we're just going to keep producing the first movie, anybody that hears a third movie and it is excited is going to be expecting the second movie now.
Just in a different location with different
where are they going this time? What will happen next?
They gave it a darker tone, and dude, Zach Galifianakis' character Alan, I think, ended up saving the day, doing some shit or whatever. It was yeah.
When he's definitely the worst, considering he's drugged the group twice against their consent.
Who would you say is the main character of The Hangover, if there was one?
I haven't seen the third one.
Bradley Cooper. Let's say the first one.
The first one?
It would either be Bradley Cooper or Zach Galifianakis, but I think Zach Galifianakis is the main character.
I don't know.
I know, right? Because it's not Doug. Because Doug, even
obviously,
though it's about finding him, but he's not in the movie.
And he's not in any of them for real, except for cameos. And the other was I was that guy that was not in the first one, so clearly y'all don't want me back. All right.
That shit was funny when they kept calling Mike Epps Black Doug, and then he was like, "Stop saying this shit." That shit was funny as hell. But no, what's his name? In the first Hangover, I think the main character is Zach Galifianakis because first of all, he's a fucking weirdo, and it just kind of adds to ooh, look what he's doing now and all this shit. The movie itself, the plot doesn't happen if not for him, even though him being a dumbass, but if not for him type of shit. Doesn't happen without Doug too, but Doug isn't in the movie. But doesn't happen because Zach Galifianakis is the one that fucking roofied their asses. And then just everything that happens. But like I said, so it's either him or it's Bradley Cooper.
He may be the main character, but he's also kind of the antagonist, considering he keeps roofing his friends against their will.
Is there an antagonist in the Hangover?
Him! That is the point I am making.
Oh, shit.
You don't do that to people. Speaking of, you don't do that to people. This is something else that someone asked me why I don't mention it on the podcast. So, high school, had a group of friends that we've talked about. Old Bob the Tomato, Niz, Larry the Cucumber, all the whole gang, Duncan, all of them.
My big bro, I was gonna say like we were all there. And Bob the Tomato was telling me and my big bro at your birthday hangout this story. So yeah, let's relive this because I love this story. I don't know how much I know in the moment, maybe. Shut up.
All right, so it was a story where, in high school, the group of us, the cast of characters of this story, if you will, that are involved, we were, in high school. It was around Halloween time, and Bob wanted to pull a little fun thing with everybody, where he got an idea, like, let's go out here, do something fun, scary for Halloween. We're gonna go to the Bubbleheads residence. For people who don't know about the Bubbleheads, it was either it was an urban myth, or they made it up as an urban myth. Because I only heard about the Bubbleheads from Bob and the other members of the cast of this story. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's an urban myth for the Ferguson, Florissant region in, St. Louis. Of long ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. Anyway, the gargoyles thing I was doing earlier. But long ago, there was this family that had like elephantitis or something like that. They ended up being stigmatized or, hated by the public around, and they haunted an area to this day down in some street in Florida. You can go visit their residence and all of this kind of stuff. Spooky urban myth about the Bubbleheads. And it's like, you know what? On Halloween night, we got our play or whatever. That was the same play. It was around the same time. Remember when I told you the Ghost Light story? About the teacher.
Ghost lights on. I forgot to leave the ghost light on.
Yeah. I think he mentioned
you were laughing your ass off reminiscing on that story.
Oh my God. That or something else because it's so fucking stupid.
Like, as funny as it was, I was like, this motherfucking memory is more hilarious than I could ever take this story.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure it was around that time, but they also had like a Halloween party where they were, had the whole like theater department in and stuff. They were watching some movie. I don't even remember the name of the movie. It was not a good movie, but it was like play stuff on the piano. Boom, 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 boom. Because it was like in a drama room and there was a piano up there. So he gave it its own like scary like soundtrack to scare people and stuff even more. Ha ha ha. Anyway, we had a plan. The whole group of us, the whole cast of characters, we were going to go out here. And we were going to go out to the Bubbleheads residence, Halloween night, see what we could see. Haha, spooky, scary. And I'm going to tell it from my point of view. We get there, and then it's like, all right. So, like I said, it was supposed to be me, Bob, Larry, Dunk, and Niz. So, comes to the night of, Dunk and Niz are like, nah, I don't know, man. I don't want to do it. Like, come on, we can do it. No, I don't feel right. This just doesn't feel right, man. I'm not down. And so they kind of they puss out, they chicken out or whatever. It's like, what the hell? Like, we were just gonna do this. Well, Larry and I, we were just like, whatever. We're gonna do this. We'll stick with this. And we were both apprehensive. I don't remember whether or not Larry was more apprehensive than I was. But we still decided, let's do this, because Bob really wanted to do this. He was planning on it, and we're like, fine. Fuck those guys anyway. So we get in the car, and we drive off. We head toward the Bubblehead's house. Eventually, we go down, streets, down some back roads, blah, 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 pull up to the place, back up, turn it off, turn the car off, and we're like, okay, we got to be quiet, we got to get out the car and do this. So, 3 of us get out the car. Fucking Bob and Larry and I were walking. All of a sudden, we see some people in the distance, or hear somebody in the distance like, "Yo, what the fuck are y'all doing around here?" And we're like, "Oh shit!" And then they hear the people coming toward us, so we run. We get in the car. Car's closed. Boom. Knocking on the fucking window, like boom, 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 boom. The window cracks, like boom. They got like a mallet or something. I don't know what they had, but it was like boom. Oh shit! Turn on the car. Get in the car. Drive. They run. Get the assailants get in their car. They're chasing us down the road. They got their brights on every time we try to look behind. And it's like I started laughing my ass off because I was both scared and found the situation funny, like most things in life, because it was so fucking random. But I was also scared and didn't want to like fully show how scared I was. So I'm laughing my ass off, and then I have like a moment where Bob's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you laughing?" And I'm like, "Because I'm kind of scared right now." And Larry's also scared as well. He and I are in the back seat because Bob's car had done a lot of off-roading and a lot of stuff, and kind of had the front seat, passenger seat kind of dented anyway. So we were driving, and we were going, and we pull around onto the main road. We turn onto, I want to say, New Halls Ferry. Because Halls Ferry and Lindbergh, we took a left down. I forget. Yeah, it had to be New Halls Ferry. So we go like to New Halls Ferry. We're driving down, and eventually we turn on a little side thing, and they pull in behind us on this little outlet. We pull in. The people start pulling in, and Bob turns to back, and he's like, "All right, I gotta go out there. We gotta do this. I'll talk to him, man." We're like, "Okay, man, we're right behind you. So Bob gets out the car, boom, and goes to talk to him. Larry turns to me, and I turn to Larry, and I'm like, "Look here, Larry, you and I, we gotta go out there, and we're gonna help. If they attack him, we're gonna help him. We're going down together, okay, man? We in this. You in this with me, buddy?" He's like, yeah, we're in this together. Yeah. Well, then we turn around. The assailants have gotten back in their car, and Bob is on the ground. And we're like, "Oh shit, get out the car." Bob stands up, and then we're like running over to him. He just stands up, and we're like, "What?" And then he like mentions like, "No, you guys, it was a prank. No, it wasn't actually a but I got you. Fucking Duncan were beating me up over here. Did you not see it?" "No." And Larry just was not having none of it. He was pissed. He just turns around, just like, "What the fuck were you thinking? You don't do that to people." And he marched his ass all the way down like Lindbergh, past like a good few miles home. He refused to take a ride home that night.
For people who like might not know the area.
Well, I'm not gonna go down. Well, that's why I said a few miles.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I'm not gonna be like, he went from this street to that street, around the corner, and do so and so. Exactly. So especially because I don't even remember all the street names anymore. Mm-hmm. But also, not gonna give people a map to the man's house. That's what right. A few miles down the fucking road, just nope. I'm done, and I know I walked a good chunk of the distance. I think I got dropped off there because we both got mad. Because at first I was taking right there, like, nah, I'm mad too. Or I'm gonna at least walk. I'm mad too, and I'm not gonna let Larry walk that way by himself. So we're mad, and we're just pissed that whole fucking time. Now, yes, it was apparently a prank. Apparently, it was Dunk and Niz. They decided to, when they were seeing out, they were going ahead to the site to wait for us. Bob had given them the fucking mallet to hit the car window with, which very well worked with the thing. I don't think he expected the window to crack or anything like that. But damn. However, they were supposed to be beating him up, and then, Larry and I get out the car, and the three of them, or they drive off, and then they come back, but they didn't. So it was just Bob sitting there by himself and they avoided it. But what made it funny to me is they were beating him up to try and get Larry and I out of the car to go help to come help so they could do it. But we didn't see them beating him up because we were too busy saying, hey, if they attack him, we're gonna go out there. So we're looking at each other like, we got this, buddy, while in the background, in theory, you know, Bob's getting beat up and drove away.
What?
And that was what's funny about it to me, is when I heard that idea of it, I was like, I can't help but laugh because of that one moment. But even when we were getting that story told to us, I'm pretty sure Larry had like a look on his face of like still at least some resentment, and I can understand it. Obviously, he was laughing too. Everybody was laughing. It's been years, but you know what I'm saying. That was a moment when that was a prank that just
when we were at the hangout and everybody was laughing, like you said, he was laughing too. But the way that you say, and I wasn't there, you were, so you know how he like exploded. I don't.
Oh yeah, I can't be as loud because you know I'm in a house.
Right, right. But the way he exploded, like he did apparently, and how he felt, he seemed like reminiscent of some of that stuff. Was like, yeah, fuck this motherfucker.
Obviously, in the best way.
Right, friends, yeah, friends. Right.
But no. Yeah.
I gotta ask you, right? So, in the moment where you like, oh shit, these people drove off, and
I was legit worried.
Bobby
I was legit worried that he got dead? Beat up. Or her, because we were too busy talking to each other about let's go help him if they attack him. He was getting attacked. So then we go out and oh god, they're driving up and he's down. So yes, there was a legit fear like, oh shit, we didn't, fucked up.
This man is. What were you thinking when you were being like chased?
Hope we get away. I don't know. I'm not gonna be like, are we gonna die? I'm just like, I don't want these people to catch up with us. Like, I don't want these people to catch up with us because I don't know what's gonna happen. Also, what the fuck are we doing right now? We are driving and being chased down the street. This is ridiculous. Because I told you,
I would say the biggest thing I was building up to was, did you think you were gonna die that night?
It might have been a possibility, but it wasn't the main possibility. Like, we're fucked, but I didn't think we were gonna die. Like, maybe go to jail or something. I don't know.
Oh shit.
But I have this thing where sometimes when I'm viewing my life, it's like I'm in a TV show, but not. But more like, what if I was in a TV show in this moment? What would this scene be? Because this shit's outrageous. And then I'll laugh at something, especially in hindsight. But sometimes in the moment, I'm just like, this is fucking hilarious. And they're like, what are you talking about? No, not the fact that, this has happened, but you know what I mean. That was a terrible way to say it. But I think, so in that moment, I think sometimes when things are that ridiculous, I'm just like, oh God, I can't do it. This is that, the other. And so I just laughed. And I'm like, I think it'd be funny. Oh, well, also another thing is, what would I do in this situation? And by what would I do, I don't mean what would I do. I mean, what would they think I would do in this situation? And that was another reason why I was laughing. Because I'm like, they probably expect me to do this right now because this is just something that... This is a very Omari thing to do. I'm going to laugh. And
it's
then...
like, oh shit, we might get beat within an inch.
Rather than be scared. Yeah, I'm like, rather than be scared, I'm going to do what they probably would expect me to do right now. It's because... I've said it before and I've said it again. When it comes to being more popular or more known and stuff, people are always like, focus on your branding. And I was telling somebody recently, I realized branding isn't necessarily my problem. Because I have been pretty on brand for like 18 years.
Pretty much.
So, no, the branding isn't that. It's the promotion.
Oh yeah, no.
That's the problem.
Your promotion could use some help.
Yeah. So
my promotion could was definitely lacking up until my last album. For those of y'all who don't know, I rap. Superjaz. Check me out all streaming platforms for music. But no, my promotion was definitely lacking. But as I had been coming up, I learned a whole lot more. And within the last, like towards the end of last year, 2021, I stepped my promo game up. So yeah, and I learned that from my boy D there Bionic, because his promo game is A1 and then some. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, no,
but yeah, so in that moment with the laughing and the being scared, it was, what should I be doing in this moment? And
That's so funny.
then they're like, why are you laughing? And I was just like, well, I don't know. I sometimes I laugh when I'm scared because I don't want people to see I'm scared. I don't know. Which in my head also felt like some kind of TV confession, like, don't you guys know? I always laugh. I know.
That's such a funny thing. Wow.
You know what I mean? So in that moment, it's kind of weird.
That's just a weird way to view things.
Mm.
Or let me not say weird, but a different way to be. Not weird, a different way to be.
Weird. I'm gonna be that.
I'm not trying to.
I'm really not going to sugarcoat it. It's
I'm really not trying to do it.
No, I'm not. The reason I'm saying it is like I'm not. Oh, I hate myself because of it. Weird is weird. Shit ain't
it's
normal.
true. It's true. Weird has a negative connotation, but it doesn't have to.
Yeah. So. But yeah. So we're like in the car in that moment. There was some fear in there, but there was also like, oh God, what's the right way to go about this? All right, let's do this. Good speech. Let's go out there and help our buddy. I gotta be strong, and this. I gotta be a leader. Our other leader's going out there. I gotta be like backup leader and go out here.
How long did it take before the whole crew was back together chilling? Or do you remember?
I want to say everybody at least a few weeks, because there was some other stuff going on back then that I won't get into on the camera.
Okay.
That was also just kind of like, yeah, Larry was kind of upset. It with relative good reason, but we all were cool by like the end of the month or whatever. I'm pretty sure. I know Larry and I still were. And eventually, I mean, we all went to the same school, all were involved in drama. So, yeah.
I will say that I do think that in an odd way, that is a showcase of love, because of the fact that within the friend group, three of the friends said, we are going to come up with this whole elaborate ass scheme and plan out this whole thing just to prank my other two friends. And they didn't do it in like a super malicious way that like really embarrassed y'all or no shit like that. They just did it to be like, haha, got one over on you, bam. So, because if it was some like, Carrie dumping, pig blood on you at prom in front of everybody type of shit, okay, cool. That would be like, fuck you. But this is just some like, I got one on you, haha. But the fact they planned it out within the friend group, I'm like, that's
including the like, I'm gonna come to you guys. You decide like, I don't want to, or the other guy's like, oh, I'm sick. I'm just gonna take him home, or some shit like that. Coming up with little side stories.
Coming up with the story of like the lore of the stuff in the first place.
Yeah, Have you ever heard of the Bubbleheads?
I never heard the Bubbleheads, but I haven't spent time in the Ferguson, Florissant area like that. So, but no, I'm just saying, like in a weird way, that is like a showcase of love. Because it's like, I would do all of this just to kind of
Oh, yeah. Like I say, I have tons of brothers like that.
You really do,
brothers. And they are definitely encompassed in that.
And I got to hand it real quick before we close this. I got to hand it to Bob and Tomato if you watching, which most likely you are. But, even if you are not, I got to hand it to it. To plan that elaborate shit out. Plan that elaborate ass shit out like that. And execute it without a hitch to a T. Like the most hitch, which isn't a hitch, is really the reveal. Like the two people didn't reveal themselves.
They copped out and left him to reveal it on his own.
Oh shit! So basically, y'all thought that fucking your friend got his ass whooped, and then the fucking assailants left. Like, what kind of shit?
They beat us. That's why they left us in the car to drive off. Like, damn, they really just wanted to beat this shit out of only him.
They wanted to just whoop his ass. Oh shit!
But
no, Bob.
no, man, like I said, and go from the outside looking in. Obviously, there's always going to be a little bit of that time, but
I mean, yeah, little pouty face from it.
Yeah, a little pouty face from it, but. I'm sorry, it's just funny referring to that time. That's a pouty face. Yeah, but a little pouty face about it. But from outside looking at it, that shit's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it was played off to a T. Like something that if you wanted to write an episode of these fucking high schoolers, this is something you get your cast of characters to do.
That is one of those things where they say, like, that could be stranger than fiction, because in a TV show, stuff like that goes off without a hitch where it's super planned out. In real life, not as much. So, yeah. But speaking of real life, if you want to follow us in our lives outside of the podcast, then you can go ahead and follow us on our socials and keep up with certain aspects of our life that we choose to share. But follow us on our podcast. I mean, outside the podcast, keep up with us in our life. So if you would like to, you can go ahead and find and follow me on my Facebook. Having some issues with my Facebook. Hopefully by this time I got my Facebook back. It ain't looking too good. But in the meantime, between time, you can go ahead and find and follow me on Facebook. And if you can't find me, at least just keep this in your back pocket until you can find me. You can go ahead and find and follow the page on Facebook, which would be under Superjaz. And that is spelled Superjaz. You can also go ahead and find and follow me on my Twitter, which is under Superjaz2. So that is the word Superjaz number 2. And then, of course, you can go ahead and find and follow me on Instagram, which would be under Forever Superjaz. The word forever, of course, spelled correctly. And as I did also say, I do have an album. I am an MC. So if you would like to go ahead and check out my latest offering, you can listen to my solo debut album I dropped back in October, My Secret Identity, where you can find on all music streaming platforms. You may have to put in Superjaz, My Secret Identity, since I'm not so famous yet. If they want to keep track of aspects of your life outside the podcast, where might they go, my friend?
Oh, well, you know where they can find me. First of all, y'all can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube under feogrande. That's F-E-O Grande. I am also on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on by, sit back and watch. Even subscribe and post emotes to this little guy. Yeah.
You were unintentionally kind of rhyming.
Yeah.
Unless you were intentionally rhyming.
Slightly.
Okay. Well, whether we say it as prose or whether we say it in rhyme format, you gotta help me out as far as just talking in general. What the fuck are we gonna talk about next time?
Whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adiosness. And that's a wrap.